everyone, this is Stephanie with Whispering Dragonfly coming to you with the Starseeds and Lightworkers reading. I have been trying to figure out the filming situation today, so we are now in my living room. I have got to get a new setup for my new desk and everything. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. And thank you for leaving comments. All those things help my channel to grow and expand. If you haven't done any of those things yet, please do. I am doing my best to bring out more content. I've been in the process of moving, so for those of you who have been with me since the beginning, thank you so much. I've moved to an entirely different island, so thank you for hanging in there with me without as much content happening, okay? So I very much appreciate it. Today, I am going to do a Starseeds and Lightworkers reading for what you need to know right now, as well as what the energies are, having just finished up the Lion's Gate and what you're moving into for the next 10 years as our Starseed collective. Okay, so thank you guys so much. Let's get into it and just look at what our teams have to say. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to play nose flute today, so if you're on listening on headphones, it may be a little bit loud, but I would like to clear the space and welcome in our galactic partners, welcome in our Amakua, and go from there. So let's see if I can do this. All right, here we go. All right, awesome. Okay, let's get started. We are going to look at several different cards today and just really get a overview of what's really going on for the Starseeds and Lightworkers. I know the energies have been intense through the Lion's Gate, but even now Uranus is going retrograde, so there's lots that's happening in the world that is exactly what has been needed to happen. So when we're entering a new paradigm, Spirit's being very clear that all of the chaos and the things that are going on with the virus, with the pandemic, with the different situations, you know, culturally and race relations and the different things that are happening, and specifically United States, the astrology is very much that the United States is going through a revolution, because remember, Uranus is about revolution and changing things up and things quickly changing. So many of you may have experienced a quick change during the Lion's Gate. And even as we're moving into this Uranus retrograde, Chiron is still in retrograde, which is the wounded healer. So find out where your Chiron placement is. That's going to be that way until the end of the year. So this lets you know essentially what is up to be healed. Chiron is the wounded healer, meaning that it can be healed. So what we started with, this is what you're born with, the wound that's generationally given to you. What we started with now moves into how we will teach and train others. And so, and how we'll inspire and empower others. So it's a beautiful thing to find out where that is. There's free channels like Astro Cafe and some other things where you can look up your natal birth chart for free and find out where your placement is on that. Okay, so let's look into the energies of what do we need to know right now, Spirit. So all of our people are here for the Starseeds and Lightworkers. What do we need to know? Just bring through the transmission. I'm leaving it pretty open, especially since the energies have been so we'll say intense. But yeah, quick moves. So essentially, like, I moved to a completely different island, and that was within a month of knowing, you know, so getting the nudge from a friend, and basically that has been, I've been journaling about the particular island that I live on for some time now, about its essence and like what I need as the core of my being. And what Spirit's been bringing through We will get to the cards, but what Spirit's been bringing through for me, but also the collective, is this isn't about being in service anymore. This is about sovereignty. Okay, through being of service to self, then you can be in service to others. But we're learning ourselves on a whole new level. I know I have gone through a complete and total rebirth. I have changed the way that I'm eating. I've changed my environment and location to a completely different location, rather unexpectedly, but not, if that makes sense, because I knew it was coming. I just didn't have the direction from Spirit where exactly yet that I need it to be. Changes in friendships, changes in job. I've gone completely online now, where I was massaging, where I was doing some more physical things, but it got to be too much for my body as I'm transitioning into more of my light body encodes, and I'm being gentle with myself at this time. So you may be changing jobs, changing positions, changing relationships in a way that seems rather sudden. But it's all for the updates that are absolutely needed. Okay, so let's get into the cards and see what that's all about. All right. We have Sovereign Queen Maeve. And let's see, that's number 40. So that may mean something to you. But just like we were talking about with sovereignty, and I'm going to read this because I don't know these cards as well, but they're so absolutely beautiful. The artist on this makes these look like tremendous. It says, value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which may be well-intentioned. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. You are going to triumph over a negative situation. It'll take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish what you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect with higher worlds, so open your heart and mind to the light. Okay? It says, Goddess, warrior, queen of the Fae, and fearless guardian and protector of territory, Maeve is wild and determined. She stimulates confidence, encouraging one not to shy away, but rather to assertively engage with life and claim your true place in the world. She encourages us to refuse to allow our sacred territory to be intruded upon by unworthy rulers, whether they be critical voices in our mind or ego-driven interlopers. Maeve is the instinct to engage when challenged, to call on recruits, and use all the inner wisdom and talent at your disposal so you can assert the light and refuse to be put down or denied your rightful place. This is absolutely about sovereignty at this time, okay? And Queen Maeve is going to, help with that, okay? She's going to help you have confidence. She's going to help you assert your rightful birthright of sovereignty over self, sovereignty over your body, sovereignty over your situations, who you allow in your life, who you don't allow in your life, what feels right to you, what doesn't feel right to you. You are coming into sovereignty. And for many of you, you may have a special connection with the Fae. So she may have already been coming through to you. So if you are a light worker who loves to be outside in nature, who loves to kind of commune with the fairy world and the Fae, this is even more important. And at this time, with all the changes that are happening, it's extremely important to be in self-sovereignty, to be in the position of holding your place, okay? And you, I say this individually and collectively, holding your solid boundary and your sacredness, okay? Starseeds and Lightworkers, you are sacred, okay? You're sacred. You are galactic royalty. And as soon as you're remembering this, okay, the freedom comes forward. Because once you see who you truly are, even in the minuscule amounts that we can actually understand while we're in form, life begins to change. And many of you are already feeling that change currently. And so they are asking you to stand in your sovereignty and power, to call on Queen Maeve if you are having a time of conflict, or if you have a situation where people you know, this is a time where there's differing opinions. You can still be kind, okay? You can still be kind and choose a different path. We are building the new earth, but how that gets built is breaking down the old first. So hold your vision of that new earth. Hold your vision of perfect health. Hold your vision of sustainable life. Hold your vision and your birthright to live with ease in your body, in the form on this this spaceship Earth, okay, Mother Gaia. You know, hold your vision of peace, harmony, sovereignty. Hold your vision of animals and people all getting along together. You know, that beautiful vision of paradise, because you're building it through your thoughts, through your intentions, through your way of being. You're building the next realm. But it does take courage. This is not a time to retreat. This is a time to stay in your power, and don't engage with arguments that really aren't going to matter, okay? Let people, it reminds me of the Buddhist saying, so they're saying about that, and it is definitely a paraphrase, but it's basically like, when asked the secret of peace, you know, this Buddhist monk was saying, I don't argue with fools anymore, you know, and the meme says, the person goes, oh, well, I disagree with you, and the Buddhist monk says, you're right, okay? Let people believe what they want and need to believe at this time. It is not on you to make the agenda. This is about embodying the new codes. It's not about convincing someone else to believe your truth. It is about embodying the vibration of the new and holding your ground as warriors and warriors. Okay, we have Vesica Pisces, beautiful. This is the beginning of the cell division. What do we have here? 26. I want it to, okay. So it says, creating soul truth in the world. The outside world feels more real than the inner world because we have been encouraged to focus on what is outside of us. We've learned to give things that can be seen by others or touched by us more importance than what we feel. Making decisions can become difficult when our awareness is focused away from our inner needs and wants. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clearly and easily made. This leads to satisfaction, as there is no resistance to your fulfillment. When we scan the myriad of possibilities open to us in the manifested world, we will know what we want and will not feel overwhelmed. In this space, we become grateful for the decisions we have made and all the ones that we will make in the future. The Vesica Pisces is a symbol that shows how consciousness splits to know itself and expand life. From this place, it can reflect upon itself, seeing itself rather than just out from itself. The Vesica Pisces is the basis of the seed of life and the flower of life. No matter how many times it splits and moves outward, there is always a link back to itself with the intersection of circles. So as you're moving up in the, let's see, I'm trying to kind of get the cards to be able to be in frame here. As you're moving up, you, in the frequencies, you're learning yourself new, okay? Starseeds and Lightworkers, like I said, this is about sovereignty and the rebirth. This is the rebirth, but you're always connected to your sacred inner. Okay, really look and study the Vesica Pisces, what they're saying for those of you who are artistically inclined. I would also draw it, because this is the beginning of cell division. This is the beginning of the new. This is the beginning of everything, okay? So, and you'll notice, like, even kind of they've used the Christ fish, that middle part, in the Christian religion, this middle section is referring, you know, when they made the little fish, it is referring to the intersection and the expansion of self. So the symbols are out there. Give me just a second. I'm going to pause for one moment. Okay, I had to reposition myself. Thank you. The next card up is Let Go, which is perfect. Starseeds and Lightworkers, we have been letting go of the old paradigm for quite some time. Many of us, like I said, if you haven't already, many relationships are changing. Some people are changing partners, leaving jobs that don't work, moving to new environments. So just like we talked about at the beginning, it's very necessary to let go at this time. Okay. And then we have the authentic truth. So this just continues to build upon what we were talking about in the beginning, standing in your authentic truth. When Spirit gives continuous messages or cards, they're saying, you know, I said what I said. They are being very clear that it's time to let go of all that isn't you, time to let go of all types of relationships that are less than your desired result. And this is about creating the life that you want to live. You are creating. This is about believing more about the world that you are creating on the inside than what's happening outside of you at this time. Okay, let's do a Beyond Lemuria. Let's talk to our Lemurian folks. And it's not about doing this without fear, okay? Because I found myself having some fears come up as well. If I'm looking too much at social media, I don't look too much at the news, because this isn't about being ignorant, right? Or not knowing what's going on in the outside world. It's just about choosing a different pathway anyway, okay? Choosing to, you know, I refrain from certain news programs. I don't really watch TV, but I do find myself at times getting into fear with the current situations in the US and everything, and what's going on with, you know, the pandemic situation, regardless of, you know, we want to bring people together rather than divide. And I'm seeing so much division, and so I can feel that kind of anxiety creep up at times. But then I find as soon as I shut that off and I actually go inside and really do the Paradise program, and that's something that I'm building and will reveal to you guys as part of my coaching programs. But when I go inside and I light up the Paradise program within me, then life just goes easy. It goes to a different timeline. It goes to a different dimension. Okay, and that's what we're doing. So we're holding the light. So just be where you are. It's okay to feel the feelings. It's okay to have fear, but you move forward anyway, and you choose a different thought. This is a time where we are at mastery of our thoughts and what we are creating in the world. Because those of you that are attracted to this video are starseeds and lightworkers. So you're all at different levels maybe of how you've been waking up, but you know deep down inside that you're here to help the collective, and you're here to be with the light. They said one more. Okay. And so it's very important that you build the life that you want, and that you embody the vibration at whatever level you are. There is no judgment. There's no hierarchy. You just be with yourself and with others in a loving way, and build that community, build that dream. Each of you has different technology to bring. Each of you has different things that can help to heal others. Each of you has different gifts and talents. So this is no more about jealousy. This is no more about comparing yourself to anyone else. This is about holding your specific light and your blueprint. We are coming back into our original blueprint of why we're here, and releasing all of the coding that has been in our program previously that isn't us, okay? Pele, I live on Big Island, and so Pele is one of the main goddesses that I now work with. And she's been calling me for some time, and now I'm home, okay? And Pele said to me the other day, she said, let it burn. Anything that is truly you. So inside my meditations, I let it burn. Any programs that don't fit anymore, any people that don't fit anymore, I let it burn. She said, anything that is authentically you cannot be burnt. Cannot. The only thing that can burn off or be transmuted is things that are not authentically you. So fear not of losing situations or people. If they're meant to be in your vibration and move forward with you, they will. If they're not, they're not. You've served the purpose with one another. And so it's not about being callous, it's about authentically moving into your highest joy and your highest love. Okay, we have furred and feathered friends. So this is a perfect time right now. If you have pets, love up on them, okay? If you don't and can't for some reason, go find where the animals are. Some of you may be receiving signs and signals from the animals. They're showing me like white feathers. My mom just popped in. She shows up as Ladybug. You know, I wrote a book on spirit animals, so you're welcome to check that out. It's Spirit Path Animal Oracle. You can buy it on Amazon. But the point is to be with the animals, really commune with your furred and feathered friends. There's information for you there. They're here to co-create with us. The new Gaia, many are here to help us. My penny girl is my familiar. So she definitely, like right now, during this reading, she is passed out, like laying on the floor next to me because she works with me in the energy. We work in tandem. I don't work by myself, okay? And so my penny girl absolutely works with me in the energy and holds that space of innocence and love and purity, okay? And then we have trust your innocence. Okay, we are moving into a time of being innocent as children, even though it doesn't seem like that right now. We are in the age of Aquarius and at the very beginning. And so trust your innocence. Be innocent like a child, okay? Come to the newness of what's happening. Like, I want to cry a little bit here because what I heard is I don't even know myself anymore. And I feel that too. So many of others of you may be feeling that. And trust the innocence of new beginning. Have the curiosity of a child because you are innocent in this universe, and you are bringing that to the table. So even though you're standing your ground, and even though there's an element of being like the warriors and warriors, how we do that is through the kindness, through the innocence. Trust that innocence, okay? Trust that eternal fetus that is the universe, that is continually being born, because we're always being born to the new. We also have vulnerability. Okay, so they are asking you to be vulnerable at this time. I know that me personally, I have had to up the ante in my communication skills, especially when I'm triggered around old wounds. You know, the other day, I got triggered about something, and it was most assuredly a mother wound. You know, for those of you who don't know me, my mom has since passed on. We are in good standing since she has been passed, but in her earthen life, she was extremely psychic, way before her time, and so how she chose to handle that was through drugs and alcohol. So I was estranged from her for quite some time, most of my life, and so I didn't have that mother figure. And so part of the wounding that comes up for me, and even where my Chiron is this mother wounding. And I felt that, and I started crying, and I said, why am I crying? And then the higher part of me asked, with the situation, wasn't any kind of big deal, but it hit a trigger that had me crying. And I thought to myself, okay, how old am I right now? And the little girl inside me said, I'm 5. Okay, so it was the 5-year-old in me that had something that hadn't quite been cleared out yet, that was feeling the feelings. And I have a little bit of tears right now coming in. And I allowed myself to cry and feel the feelings. And I assured that 5-year-old that I'm now a 40-year-old adult, okay? And that I would be there for her at any time, that I would acknowledge her, that I would acknowledge that she's important, that she's special, that she matters. And so even if we didn't have that, and I even told my friend about the trigger, ordinarily I would hoard that in and keep that to myself, which made my body feel really badly. And so now we're at a time where we are allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, because part of that is a vulnerability is not about weakness. Vulnerability doesn't say put yourself in a position that would harm you. Don't put yourself in a position that would, you know, like be bad strategically in the sense of like holding your truth in your light. This is about relating to other people, allowing your vulnerability, your kindness, your humanness to be your strength, to avoid losing your humanity and who we really are as this galactic royal experiment, okay? So they are asking you to be in your humanity. And I know this is going long, but they have a lot to say, so we're not done yet. Okay, so we're gonna get Spirit Song Tarot here. They said 2 more. Okay. Perfect. All right, we have the World. All right. And the World says just what we've been talking about. It says fulfillment, celebration, ending of a cycle, the beginning of the new. And what's beautiful is this is the beautiful whale. The whales are the holders of the Akashic Records. Okay, they are our record keepers of the earth. They were once land and water animals, and they have moved and adapted to be in the water, so they can flow. So they have been here through ancient times. This is 21, which reduces down to a 3 that may mean something for you. Okay, so this is what they're saying is connect in with whale song, connect into your song. Each of us has our own song as part of the greater harmony. And so tap into your own song, tap into your Akashic Records. If you don't know how to tap into those, I have a meditation for free on the channel here, or my friend Sydney Campos, if you can find her on Facebook. She does an Akashic facilitation training. I think they've got one coming up. So to teach you how to access those records. And those are your records from past lives, galactically, ever since you've been a being. And see like which things need to be released and which things need to be activated. Okay, like some people are running on old contracts. I looked into mine probably about a year ago, and it had to do with an ex boyfriend that, I mean, might as well have been a husband, but like 5 years I was with him, but it took a full 5 years to be like done with it. Okay, and it's because I wasn't letting go. The Akashic Records had been done for like 8 years. I was only supposed to be with him for like 2 years, and I totally overdid it because I wasn't willing to let go. Okay, and so it's time to let go. It's time to start your new portion of your life. Okay, perfect. We have 6 of Feathers. All right, 6 of Feathers. There's the dragonfly. She's here. This is beautiful. Transition and insight. The dragonfly takes us. The dragonfly is air and water. Okay, they were duped at one point to go from dragon to become the dragonfly. And it was said to make the dragon less powerful. But what it did instead was allowed dragonfly to be able to pierce through the illusion and the veil of spirit because they were light like air. So they were able to go to the other worlds with ease, where they were not able to do that as dragon in the same sense. So dragonfly shows that even through different challenges or through different situations, that they absolutely will bring you through the new spiritual learning. They will bring you through the new spiritual understanding and move you through transition. You'll get the insights along the way. They will whisper to you. Okay, I was given the name Chief Whispering Dragonfly for a reason, because I needed that big change in my life at that time, and it just became a part of me to be that chief. And so moving you through the illusion, moving you through the veil, as it were. Okay, Six of Feathers is the same as Six of Swords. This is indicating spirit is taking you out of a rocky time and into a time of great play and bliss. Okay, we have the Three of Shells, which is the Three of Cups. Look at those dolphins there. So we have the whales and dolphins and dragonflies, three of my favorite animals, and we had the furry and feathered friends. So do pay attention to dolphins, dragonfly, whale, as they have come up in your reading. Those may be signs and symbols for you. Dolphins play. They enjoy themselves, and they are extremely smart, able to use their sonar, completely telepathic, super humanitarian, ridiculously playful. Like, that's one of the most important things for a dolphin, and it's bliss. Okay, so we are absolutely moving into that time. So allow yourself to play, even though these times on the outside world or in the movie looks a little bit like it's not a playful time. Play anyway. Find reasons to laugh. Find reasons to be joyful. Find reasons to have fun. Do beautiful things for yourself. Get your, like, ladies, get yourself a manicure. This is one more of these. You know, go out and play in nature. If that's what makes you feel good, you know, like, laugh and play like a kid. Return to your innocence, because that is absolutely the most important thing right now. As you're moving into your own sovereignty, is embodying the joy that you wish to create. Because like attracts like, so through hate, through fear, through division, that's not going to get you harmony. That's not going to get you togetherness. That's not going to get you joy. But if you can hold the embodiment of love, then you absolutely are bringing that into the now. Okay, we have Angel of Strength to close out the reading. We have 3 cards here. So we have Angel of Strength. What it's saying is that you do have that angel around you. Back to Queen Maeve. Okay, and we have the Angel of Strength showing up, and we've just come through the Lion's Gate. This reminds me of the Strength card in the tarot, which has to do with Leo. So it's perfectly on time. You do have the strength to go through these next transitions. This is the card number 50, which yields down to a 5, which has to do with change, transformation. So as you're going through this transition, all of the animals, all of your spirit guides, all of our galactic guides, they have us, okay? They have you as you go through your individual and collective change. We have the Thinking Woman. So I do feel like for some of you, you might have someone show up. Very well could be of an air sign. Doesn't have to be. But this is someone who is going to be a great help to you. So this could be someone who is a mentor or a guide or someone who helps you during this time. They would be someone who is quite both spiritual and logical. So they're going to give you practical applications of how to move forward on your path, how to you know, really get into your own self. And some of you may be embodying the thinking woman. Okay, I definitely resonate with her. And so it's both that self mentorship, but I also think there is a real other person that's going to come in to really help you to kind of move forward on this next part of the path, because it's not about doing this alone, because you're not alone. You are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, and there's a beautiful group of people that are starting to form around you. So I feel like this person may invite you to a group or something that you've been curious about that you'd really like to try, and you're going to find kind of a tribe of people in that invitation that's going to be very delightful to you. So that is beautiful. And then we have rest and rejuvenation. At this time, please do rest. I feel like Spirit's been giving me this message for quite some time now, and I'm doing my best to, I like to be productive in different ways, and so I'm doing my best to just rest and relax, because even though I had this whole move that happened, and that was a lot to get things oriented and get my apartment together, you know, before and after the like week of my move, like I have been pretty well at a standstill. And that's because Spirit's been asking me to rest. They've been asking me to rejuvenate. And what I keep hearing for myself and for the collective of the light workers is that you're about to get really busy. So enjoy this time, because so many people are waking up and our gifts are absolutely needed. And they're absolutely going to be, like they're showing a huge influx, like popcorn, of people starting to wake up. And so take this time to rest, because you're going to be very busy in the coming months. Okay, so like what they're showing me is we have about another 2 to 3, well, they're saying weeks or months, depending on where you are on your trajectory, to rest. Okay, and then it's boom, you're gonna be ready. You got to be ready to handle energetically the influx of people that are waking up and are going to need your need us as ascension advisors, as I call myself, you know. So and to help people anchor the new light that's coming into them, because they're going to kind of feel a little bit crazy, like we all have as we have been waking up. But this is happening as like a massive wake up, and it's already started. So enjoy the rest and relaxation while you can, so that when the time comes, you're ready for all that needs to be built, and you're slowing down enough to hear the new template, to hear the new things that you're here to create, because all of you watching this have something very wonderful and specific that you are going to create and co-create with others that's going to be beneficial for humanity, not just yourself. Okay, so take the time to slow them on down. They said they want 1 rune, so I will, and then we're going to close it out. I know this is a bit of a longer session today. All right. And we got breakthrough. All right, breakthrough. This is also the Mayan symbol for a butterfly, as well as I accidentally years ago tattooed this on myself, not realizing that this was a rune or otherwise. But if you look in here, you've got Orion's belt, okay? And on either side, you've got Taurus and Capricorn. So the grand conjunction that we just had was in the middle of that. So what they're saying is the reverberation from the grand conjunction that opened up the age of Aquarius is you're now starting to have the breakthroughs from that energy, and it's going to continue like the ripple effect. So from the grand conjunction to which was in Sagittarius season, so November, then it went to eclipse season, and then we've had the Lion's Gate. So all of these energies are going to build upon each other and ripple. And I feel like this breakthrough is really happening in the next few weeks to prepare us for the end of the year eclipse season. That's around like December time. Okay, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys. Love you so much. Take care of you. Follow your bliss. Follow your joy. I am loving you. And until next time, aloha.